So this is just gonna be a video about some Slifer plays, and I should have named them better, but some raw plays too. So this is a raw play. This one was just showcasing you draw two um as a pot of greed ish when you use Horus, the actual deity. I am playing. I don't know. I need shifter too. I guess you bell. Sorry. So I'm like, okay. I know my cards get banished, so I was just trying to play through what he had. And then I love playing True Sun God because I get to search thermal just in case they summon too many monsters, and it kind of like puts them in a checkmate kind of ish thing. Where if you have the horror stuff, monsters special summon cannot attack the turn they're summoned because of the True Sun God. So if they get rid of it specifically, it triggers all the horror stuff. Or if they try to get rid of all your back row, it triggers the horror stuff. So it's like forcing them to have to do it, or they just can't do nothing and then you go. So as you see, he just went to main phase 2, and he should have banished my field card. I mean, I had 2 more copies, but... And this is where we proceed. And this also showcases the draw 2. Because I summoned the dragon. Get rid of the field card, so my special summon monsters can attack directly. Also non-target sends one of their cards, so pretty much game. And you can get rid of sphere mode. So if you sphere mode them, and you use his effect while point blank, you can send any of your cards, and then non-targeting send the sphere mode to the graveyard, and then proceed to OTK. So I'll delete them as I record. So this was against Snake Eyes. These builds is the Arcana Knight Horus Slifer build. Also, it's the Winged Dragon Ra Horus Dragoon build that I play. Like I said, sometimes simple things just stop your opponent. You would think I have no negates. Well, I have Ash. But it's like, look at my field. I have really nothing. Now he does something, I guess he was trying to figure out something to do that's new, since certain plays got changed up because of the ban list. So he just goes into this monster, goes into a battle, but monsters that are special summon cannot attack the turn they're special summoned. And I'm like, perfect, I have my Dragoon play. I'm like, go do your thing. I'm like, if you don't pop my monster, he's like, these in combination is busted. You could use Horus Dark Magician, and then use him to send that Dark Magician to the graveyard, and Magical Ice Fusion Dragoon. I just like doing things that are outside the box. Now Dragoon can attack, but I have to negate. And they can't target him, so... I'm just holding the phone with my hands. Should have put it on the holder. I'm just sharing information. And, This isn't for likes or nothing. Like, you can play what you love, is just think outside the box and connect the dots. I'm just a very experienced duelist that does not like to play meta. I guess he was trying to put Dragoon back there, but can't be targeted. Pop. Now I can attack directly, so GG. Should have really named these better, but come along for the ride. So this is Slifer with Arcana Knights. Like I said, before I used to play it a certain way, and it's like Ash will stop one thing. It's like, alright, I'm gonna do like 20 things, so you need like 20 Ashes. You stop one, something more powerful is gonna come. Now he's one card down because he Ash, so. And I waited for their turn, so that way when I use 99's effects, I could go into Hope Harbinger since I'm not under restrictions, and at least get a spell negate. So I have a spell negate and a monster negate. I love this card. It stops so many things. It negates the monster's effect, and it makes that card unaffected by all other card effects, including your opponent's own cards. So it shuts down certain things by making them a tower that's unaffected by everything. But I do want to play Raid Raptors again because I saw a video that Raid Raptors are coming out with a bunch of new cards. So I'm like, I want to play them again just because they're getting even more support. So I was like, oh shit. Raid Raptors are getting even more dangerous. But I'm liking all three of my decks. Like between my Raid Raptors, Slifer, and Ra, it's like I really don't know what to choose. The most consistent is the Raid Raptors, but I love the Egyptian stuff, so I'm having fun and just smoking people with a fun deck that's dangerous in my own way. It's just, I love it. I attacked into Slifer, I don't know why. I guess it's better than surrendering, but alright, so in this one I wanted this is gonna showcase why I play certain Exceeds in the Raw build, because I wanna use them to get rid of cards. So like Strimo gets rid of monsters, and then I have a certain line of Exceed plays with Link plays to get rid of back rolls. So you'll see. So let me pause it because I went into Slifer Dragon, but I was gonna go into the two higher ones to pop the back rolls, but he preemptively went for Dimension Barrier, I guess assuming I'm just playing Exceed, so I'm like, alright, they get rid of one card and I'm gonna get rid of more cards. And then I go into SB Little Knights since I had another monster, Banish. And then he super polys, and I'm like, okay, you're just using all your stuff and I'm gonna keep going. Dragoon, pop, get out of here. Oh, I can attack because I use whatchamacallit's effect, SP. And then he surrenders. He has nothing. He did all of that, but I kept going. That's why I don't really like playing hand traps and certain things. Like I have Ash as a simple hand trap. But I like actually just playing the deck because I'm like, if the deck does so much, I will just keep going in general. And I tend to use the Arcana Knight stuff first. So it's like let the Royal Kingdom do their thing, and if they fail, you have the gods back up. Oh, I misplayed here. The game was acting funny, and I went into the other Utopia card by mistake when I went to go for 99. I mean, the 99 played with Utopia double, but I misclicked because it didn't show the picture. So then I pressed on the wrong XE. So like, okay, I have one negate, and I'll just leave this one on the field and so forth. Even with the misclick, I'm like, I'm still playing. I'm like, alright, he's playing this deck. I know it's dangerous within its own right, so you gotta respect the decks. Because you don't know what line of play they're gonna do, how they're gonna OTK, and so forth. You don't know what kind of pilot is on the other end. So I'm like, alright, let me see what he does. I'm either gonna lose or at least gain knowledge of what kind of deck he's playing. So then it was Rainbow Dragon and going into these cards. I'm like, okay. Gaining knowledge from battle experience is the most best thing. And then Horus just cleared the field. I'm like, let's make things simple. Get him out of here. He kept playing too, so I'm like, alright, back to your original deck plan. Oh, but I believe I did use the other Horus's effect, and it's a lingering effect, so he cannot attack my Horus stuff point blank. So right here, he just runs out of time and stuff, so. This guy was playing Dark Magician with the actual Dragoon. But it's funny, like I said, you do your thing, let them do their thing, and like, don't ever sleep on me. Everybody who knows me when I play, they're like, it might look like I'm playing a fun beginner deck or something, but it's like, don't sleep on my strategy. And if you don't stop me from the jump, it's gonna cost you. I love the 99 goes into two negates. And I was trying out this new trap, because it'll go with Slifer. You can set the trap for Slifer, or you can set Joker Stray in the turn you set it. You can activate it, but you have to tribute a monster. So I saw it online. I've like been trying it out. Now, if you didn't follow what happened, he went into Dragoon, popping and negating when I went 99 and stuff. So then, since a monster was destroyed, Hope Harbinger gains its original attack, so he gained 3,000. And since Dragoon already used his effect to pop and negate, he tried to just attack into Queen. And since I have a overlay unit, I use it to detach and redirect his Dragoon into me. And since I'm stronger, he got destroyed, and that was game. Like I said, and I love when I open up Dark Magician in this, because I can do multiple different things. And like, I still have a Dragoon plays, since I have the Horus that's a dragon. And then I use this as also a negate, which searches out to another card, so it's like, it just keeps going. So negate, like I said, and it searches out a second negate, so I could get on their turn. So it's like using the deck within itself to just connect the pieces and learning to play things my way. And it's cool because I'm the first person and the only person to play a certain way. And you share information. And when I do it in real life, people just get caught off guard. Oh, so this was with these cards. So they're unaffected, but one of the exceeds is not. So although these are unaffected and they can play through this, even though they're special summon, this affects the monsters, not the player. So since they're towers, they do their thing. But once he goes into Tyrant pops, and he cannot attack because he's not a towers. Because of this, monster special summon cannot attack to turn their special summon. So then I just used. I'm like, all right, you're stronger than my Dragoon, but you can't touch me. Pop, and that's game. So this one card is like so sweet. It's like an order protection. It's like stay away from my life points. This was like a simple, clean cut play. So I ashed that. It's funny, I put 2 ashes and 2 imperms in my raw deck, and I have never seen imperm online. In like 100 duels, I've never seen imperm, but I see ash. But that's happened before. Like I put cards on my deck and I've never seen them at all, but they're in my deck as a 1-of or a 2-of, and I still never see it. So he just goes into this. I'm like, okay, simple. Let's keep it simple too. I'm gonna play Poly, negates. I'm like, okay, I have a backup. Get rid of Dragoon, Magicalized Fusion. Pop. Send him Seti. Clear victory. Keep it simple. Where's the other one? Let me just keep going. Uh-oh. You bow. And it's crazy. These decks are powerful, but it's like coming across me, it's like I just have the answers. Because I know what my deck can do. I've had, experience playing my deck so much that you just know what to expect. And you adjust your deck to whatever is being played. So I'm like, okay, let's see what he has. I'm like, even if they negate his effect, it doesn't matter. So I'm like, he played his card too soon. I'm like, I still gain the effect because the exceed is gaining the effects. Sage is not doing nothing while he's on the field by itself. And I'm like, okay, drop. This is game. I love X. I mean, it's kind of useless, but I love X. And in games where you go game 3, it can just give you light points and you can win off of just gaining light points. But I still love X because nobody else is playing it. This one here, monstered hand traps for the field. I wanted to put back double or nothing. So this will put back double or nothing or the field card. So Utopia double is live. I just did that to see if he had another game. I don't know why he did that. I'm like, it's kind of useless, but okay. And this is why I put back double. So this helps putting back double, and the card that searches out Sage. Because I used to always have the problem of drawing this card, and I hate when I draw it. Then he had 9 because he wasted everything and at the wrong time. Slifer, the Sky Dragon. This hand looks garbage, and I hate when I have no cards to put this back. I hate when I see this card, but there's multiple ways to put it back, as you saw before. But I hate when I see it. I don't know what the hell he's playing, but I played through because I want to see, and you have to learn. So I'm like, okay, I know what you do. You're making your exceed unable to be destroyed by battle and card effects. I just have to worry about what this is in his hand. I'm like, okay, let's play. And I like using this because if I have queen or king, I can still utilize doing something. Sage gets special summon, and then I get the rank up spell and do more things. Like, alright, you have power, I'm gonna go over your monsters. He's a 6,000 and he gains, so. At this point I realized he did both of their effects. So I'm like, you can't be destroyed by battle, and I'm like, just making sure. So I made him 12. I just beat over. Like, they have power, we gain more power. Because you want to be able to, if they have a really high powerful monster, be able to get something out that's way more powerful, or with Utopia Beyond, if they're affected by cards effects, Utopia Beyond, when it hits the field, will just drop them to 0. So I was like, alright, you got power, that means nothing. I can beat over it, or just drop you to powerless. So this is this deck. Okay, this is what I like doing when I have this one in the field. I want to get the draw first before going off with the Utopia stuff. Just that free draw is everything. And I joined to this so I can just get the spell. See, summon, drop to 0, but this, yeah, I still got the effect. I was just chaining. So I'm like, alright, now you're 0. And then we drew into the Utopia stuff, so like, alright, they did their thing, now it's time for the gods to take over. Now it was this one that powers me down, so I thought it was his monster. I was just getting rid of stuff. And I want to give me more power. Again, I didn't realize it was this one. Or possibly the field card. Because this is on the field. I don't know what it was. I was just trying to just do stuff. Now because I use his effect, none of my other monsters can attack directly except him. So that's why I left him with 2, because I had no choice since I used 99's effect. So it cheats out Exceed monsters, but for that turn, if you do, only he can attack directly. But if you also used him with Utopia Double, even though he's 6,000, he can still cheat something out, but he cannot attack directly due to Utopia Double's effect and his own effect in conjunction. Only he can attack directly, but because of Utopia Double's effect, bringing him out with 6,000, he cannot attack directly point blank. So you have to go for monsters. I guess this is Punk. I've learned to just let them go off and just clear them on their end boards. Hate that I had 2 kings in hand. Like at this point, like I wanted to get him on the field first beforehand. But at least I can go into the negate if anything, and then bring him back with his own special summon effect. But he took him, so I'm like, alright, ass. Like I'm gonna still keep going. I'm like, I know what I wanted to do, because I believe he had no more negates after this. And then 100, punch him in the face. That's what you get for stealing monsters. I think we're on this one. This one I just drew mad cards for Slifer. So it's like I said, it goes with the gimmick of it. I'm like, okay. Because like I said, they've learned to freaking negate Bauer, because Bauer by himself does so much more. But you have follow-ups in hand, it's just, it is what it is. So I said Queen because I knew what I wanted to do. I was going to go these 2. And then this name counts as Queen while on the field. So then I still have Queen, Jack, and King. So if I draw into Thunder Speed Summon, I can summon Slifer. Well, the other 2 just go off and I draw. And I drew into it, so I'm like, alright, time for Big Boss Man to come out. Meet Slifer, the Sky Dragon, at 4, and he's gonna get stronger. And then I believe he's playing a deck he couldn't get over. Like, he should have impermed him. I don't know what he was thinking, but to each their own. This doesn't even do nothing, except during battle. You can't activate card effects. I'm like, you should have got rid of Slifer. He's playing a deck that really should have negated Slifer. This is when you sleep on gods. And you should have put that in defense mode. But mess up. It's like Slifer, get out of here. And then the other card's gonna recycle and I'm just gonna get stronger. So I'm like, yeah. Ain't no point, buddy. I don't know what he's playing. He summons search something and then that's it. Like alright, we're just gonna try to clear the back row. This is why I like Bauer, because he can just go into stuff freely with no restrictions. Like alright, negate. Okay. Droplet, okay. Time for the gods. Like I said, when the knights fail and the kingdom looks like it's gonna fall, you pray to the gods and the gods answer. And they use up so many things. It's like, okay. So just don't reveal everything else you have. They think, oh, they have to answer the smaller threats, but then you just have other things you can do. Alright, this was showing overlay. This was showcasing overlay network. I love this card as a one-of, because you can only have one on the field point blank. And second one uses. I put a lot of these cards to one-ofs. I'm like, I don't know. I feel like with it's like, why not? Because if you don't want to see double of two cards, then one's useless. If you see 3 cards of something, it's useless. Just for this build, like my raw build is different. I want to see some 3-ofs and some 2-ofs. But this one, I'm like, let me put everything as a 1-off and then to keep it at 40. That's the thing too. And I'm like, there's ways to bring this back if it goes even as a 1-off. There's ways to bring this back if it goes as a 1-off, mainly because of Hoppy. And even with this, I didn't draw cards, but I went into negates and I'm like, alright. I was like, do your thing, do your thing, do your thing, stop. And then with this, is even before you bring back all the Horus, let's say you have one on the field, you can use this, target one of them, overlay, bring special summons it, but its effect is negated, then you overlay. Then you use something that's going to detach specifically the one that you brought back with this effect. So that way you can inherit special summon the one it by itself. If you know what I mean. So that way you're getting like a 2 use of one Horus card in a way. I'm like, give me that rank up spell. Give me that rank up. See? And then just in case. So when I use this effect to negate, I'll send the one that I brought back with this, and then I can bring itself back by itself. This is the Slifer deck build, but you know, sometimes you don't even need Slifer. You don't even get that far because you just win anyways. So this was Crystal Beast, but I forgot which specific build because there's so many different ones. If I was computer savvy and I could figure out a way to record on the computer itself, so that way these would be more clearer, yeah, that would be better. But it's just so simple and just showcasing. You can do more with the deck if you just think outside the box. And I've bodied top winning YCS champions, regional champions, and I have 2 Oldham. And they were like, oh, that's a fun deck. And then I beat them. And I was like, oh, not bad for a fun deck. And they get so mad and angry. The cool ones, like, they're cool about it. They're humble. Like, yeah, you did your thing. You're different. But then there's some that they're so salty. Like, they try to insult you by saying it's a fun deck. But then when you beat them, it's like, alright, it's not so fun anymore, huh? I'm not playing at the generic starter level, huh? Yeah, they're on 1 card. I'm like, are you sure? You can talk to them here, but there's a lot of toxic people online. So I'd rather not. I'm like, alright. I have the answers to these cards, so there's nothing. You should know your deck and what you're capable of. So it's like when you meet certain matchups, you just know. What I did learn when I did the other tournament yesterday is I have certain exceed cards in here that are negates that I don't have in my raw build. But my raw build, the exceed cards and everything are meant to just clear the field, like I showed you in some of the other duels. So I'm like, I have to change that so that I still have negates to win certain matchups, and I can still clear with the other ones. So I'm like, I'm going to adjust that because I realized the extra deck for Raw Horus versus Slifer Arcana Knight Horus are completely different because they're meant to do different things. But I can adjust it where I still have negates for the raw build while still being able to clear fields. So he tried to attack. I know I would have took the damage and everything, but I use Divine Dragon to negate him on his turn, and he's unaffected by all the card effects, including his own. So like I said, I knew what to do. And this one. So this is why I like board breakers more than anything. This specific thing. So I'm like, sometimes a hand trap 2, 3, 4 doesn't do nothing, even against me. Some depending on my hand. Like, some people have 4 hand traps and they play all of them, and I still play through it. And sometimes it doesn't do nothing. So sometimes you just have to let them do stuff, and it's like, all right, do your thing, and then clear them. Just clear them another way. So I prefer, with the raw, I prefer board breakers. With the Arcana Knights, is like going first. I have to just set up negates. I'll show you a comparison of the two afterwards, and I want to play test the new Raid Raptor stuff because I know they're on here, so you can play test them beforehand. I'm like, keep going. I'm like, summon at least 3 monsters, and I'm good because I have sphere mode. I'm like, okay, you wanna play? Let's play. I'm like, get your fear out of here. And then I don't know what these do. They did anything, so I'm like, I'm gonna try to remove them first. But then he scoops anyway, so I was just gonna search for the other card and get rid of that. But if there's no recursions, like, I don't blame him. So I was gonna show you this. It'll be quick. You can pause if you want to look at them. It's funny, it shows the list over here. It's acting a little slow. It's the only thing I hate sometimes. It's so annoying. I feel like there's like a glitch in the matrix. You know what? I apologize. Well, now he wants to play. So annoying. Like I said, I like playing, aside from these, because these are Searcher, I play at 3 of. Everything else is 1 Slifer. I like playing 2 of these, because you can recycle on their turn or your turn, and it's good to just have just as an extender. 2 Queen, 2 King, 1 Jack. I put it 1 Bower, because you can search it, and for follow-ups, you don't want to see this and you already have a field. Same with these 2 cards, like they're good starters. especially if you could go into the draw package and or search for the rank up spell to get your negates, or for just even these two, would be 2 negates, 299, 1 rank up spell, 1 reinforcements, overlay unit, fucking great. 3, these are another 3 of because these are recyclable. Monster Reborn is just for Slifer. Playing this as a 1 off because your game should never go into like. Sorry. Your game should never go into game 3 or 4. Like, you're gonna OTK or they're gonna OTK you. So most of the times I just OTK, as you saw. But this is just meant to bring them out. You draw a bunch of cards. If you don't have a game by then, at least Monster Reborn, you can search and then bring him out one more time if you want, or anything else. Thunder Piece Summon. Like I said, one spell, one this. I'm like, this is great, but I still want to stick to the strategy of this, the Arcana Knight stuff, and the Horus. But it's great when you see this one of, because then you can just draw deep and do way more things. Then 2 Ash, and these are just basically negates too. So going first, if you can dig deep with drawing, you can draw into these, and this is where the extra deck is different. I love the artwork behind that. Oh, and if you're wondering about these two, like I said, I got the idea from somebody else that was doing this, so he gets the credit. I just forgot the name. He also plays Arcana Knights, and the way this will work is you special summon Joker's Knight by sending Queen to the graveyard, and then you summon King, which, since this counts as Queen, you summon out Jack. You have 2 5s. This says you can substitute one for as a tuner, so you can use it. You won't get both of his effects, obviously, but you get one of them. But this will allow you to banish one of their cards by using Jack and Joker's Knight, and then you also have King on the field, so this will banish one card, and then you can go to SP Little Knight and banish another card, and you're not under restrictions with this combo. Now for the other deck, which is the Raw deck. I'm playing different because I want to focus more on Egyptian stuff, and I don't mind 3 elves. So Raw, I'm playing this as a 2 elf like you saw. If I discard this for the horror stuff, it will search this out, and then this, if I have Dragoon already, then I'll use this to go into this. So that Dragoon can also use this on their turn to negate, and then since this is sent to the graveyard on their turn, it would search out this card, and then if I have a second Dragoon on field, which happens sometimes, now I have a negate for the other Dragoon off of just one card. But if I don't have Dragoon set up, I'll use this to just get Sur Mode, which pressures them either to try to OTK and get rid of this card if they don't pay attention, or to at least summon 2 monsters or less. Like, they play according to knowing what to expect, which means less problems for you either way. 1 of 3 of, because these are starters, and I love using this Dada. And 3. I cut this down to 2, 1 Dark Magician, and then also 2. So in conjunction, you can use this, ditch a card, search Dark Magician, and then if you have this in hand too, you can use this, depending on what the rest of your hand is, search Poly, or if you already have Poly, you can search Magical Ice Fusion, so that way you use Poly, fuse these two, get the first Dragoon out, and then use Magical Ice Fusion, vanish these two, get the second Dragoon out. Now you have 2 Dragoons with 2 negates, and each of them has 1 pop since you use Dark Magician. To get rid of back row, or if you don't have the ceremonies, just to bait out negates on the field while clearing them. 2 Magical Ice Fusion, 2 Polys, 3, 1. Sometimes if their deck has a lot of spells, they can't play. 1 of 2 Ash and 2 Imperm, but I've never seen Imperm online, or even at the tournament. This is in my deck, and I went to the tournament. None of my games I drew Imperm. This one I'm playing 2 of these, 2 Dragoons. I cut 1 down, and see, this is different. They're just meant to beat over stuff. and to get rid of back row. So this is the power play, also a power play. You can use this with this to search poly, and then you bring out Mseti. Those are the two darks on field. So you can go into this and just beat over something. Even if it's a towers, this doesn't affect the monster. You're just gaining the attack, so you can beat over the towers. Burn. I burned somebody for getting those hilarious. Even when I brought out BLS, he's like, "You're really sticking to the anime." I was like, I didn't pay attention at the time. I'm like, well, I guess in a way. And then these are to just clear stuff. And I used this so many times at the tournament. This to just take one of their monsters, and then I went into this to pop a face-up card, and then this to pop a face down. And then since I took their monster, this clears 1, 2, 3, and then going into SP clears a 4th. And then I was also playing this as a one-off because the way you make this is with the darks, which this is a dark and this is a dark, and they equal 10. So you can substitute one as a tuner, so they never see this coming. And this will also banish one of their cards, but there's no restrictions like SP Little Knight. So it's just different. And these were just in here because I'm like, I want to play with the blue-white stuff. I'm like, these will be good going first if I can set up. And I can take out the sphere modes because obviously you can't use them going first. But this was just in theory. I don't have these. I have these cards in real life, but they're not in my side deck in real life. If you stood this long, it's more knowledge. And I guess thanks for watching. And I hope you learned something. Or made you come up with an idea to make your deck more deadly. Or maybe you saw something you never saw before. Or thought of, maybe. But it's all love. Love what you play. Play what you love.